It's Mortal Kombat time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Spawn figure. One of the many guest characters of Mortal Kombat 11. We got Spawn. Of course, McFarlane Toys has already scooped up the rights to do Mortal Kombat figures. And since it's McFarlane, this is Todd McFarlane's own comic book creation. Of course, they're gonna do a figure of this. And yes, I used to be a big fan of Spawn. I used to read the comics a lot. I'm overall just a big fan of the design in general. And with Mortal Kombat 11, they really made like a more realistic looking Spawn, so I had to get my hands on the figure. Now, let's have a look at it. McFarlane Toys, you're pretty insane. I gotta give it to you. Oh, this figure is amazing. So he stands at about 18, little over 18 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we're going up to 7.2 inches tall. So this figure looks amazing. This figure feels amazing. He's pretty big, has some good heft to it, and boy oh boy, articulation and the mold. There is so much detail in the molding, like all the texturing that goes on throughout the cape and the head. I mean, everything in the head and the cape, it's found on there everywhere. And there's even some dry brushing going on in the cape, as you can tell, and also on the skin tones, like especially the white. It looks weathered, the white and the spikes, the chains with the skulls on there. I'm just gonna turn them to the back real quick to show you also how amazing this cape looks. Look at how much work they put into a thing like a cape. And you're not even gonna see this most of the time because they're not gonna display them like that, obviously, but damn, this is impressive. Now, back to the front of the figure. Muscle work, and just as I was saying, all the texturing in it. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. And at the price point, McFarlane Toys, how? Also very clean paint job, by the way. The white over here doesn't go over the line. There's like a tiny white spot. But yeah, the white doesn't go over the line. It looks good, it looks weathered, and the same can be said for all the spikes all throughout the figure. Also, they're pretty spiky. No pun intended, but like it's pretty sharp and it's not really soft actually. So be careful with that. Don't punch an eye out, but just look at it and enjoy it because it's a treat. It's a real treat to me. Like I don't even need to say anything because I don't have to say much anything about it. It's amazing, and I'm actually mind blown. Also here, like the little gold spots. Those are a little bit unclean. Oh boy, shucks, that's horrible, right? 0 out of 10, no. This, yeah, as we go down to his big thing over here, which is a bit problem posing him because of that, mostly because it's straight over here. Awesome looking. There's also like kind of battle damage in there. And there's so much detail on this figure. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Also, articulation-wise, this guy is no slouch. He's extremely stiff though, so it's gonna be a bit of a hassle. I'm moving him around in front of the camera anyway, because I always have the ring light over here. It's just reaching over, so I gotta maybe change that at some point. Hey, head, tilt side to side very nicely. Goes all the way around, forward, back. Does for some good poses. Then you have some rotation in the shoulder, and a big hinge moves up and down. This thing over here covers everything up nicely. Then you have bicep swivel, got the double hinged elbow, goes up pretty nicely. I can't get the other hinge to move. Let me try on this side. But they both move. Actually, there's two hinges that they move, and you can bring that up. Then you have a ball hinge in the fist. Well, not with a fist, hand. Holding hand. This one is nicely hidden. That is kind of something they had a problem with other figures, but this one does a better job at it. Then your torso articulation. Goes backward, goes forward, does tilt side to side, and does go all the way around without any trouble, and has some very good rotation. Then for the hips, are so stiff, but they do go all the way around as well. There's a butt. He has a very nicely molded butt, by the way. I just noticed that. So it's butt time. Anyway, hand, legs, forward. My brain just kind of melted in there. So also goes to the back because the crotch piece is soft plastic. Have some rotation in there. Double hinge knees, and the foot is on a ball hinge, and that The ball hinge sticks out a little bit weirdly, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Forward, backward, and a toe hinge, and also rotates. And yeah, same articulation for this one, but it's obviously a bit blocked because of this big chunk over there. And for your accessories, you get an axe, and that's it. You just get the axe from Mortal Kombat, which I kind of wish it would have been the axe from Soul Calibur, but obviously this is Mortal Kombat because, yeah. Has a nice weathering effect, just like everything else. We could have used some blood, but there is like a Spawn Blood edition coming out, like a white Spawn with blood on it. I don't know if I'm going to get this. Also, this is the axe version, but most of you probably know you can get 3 different versions of Spawn. The figure is always the same, but you get one with the axe, one with a club, and one with a sword. To me, I wanted the axe. The sword wasn't available. I could have gotten the club, but for me, it's like, it's Spawn. When I'm thinking Spawn, I'm thinking axe, so that's why I wanted that one. Also, you do have a small base in the box, which I don't really want to take out. It has Mortal Kombat on it. Yeah, there you got that, but that's about it for accessories. Well, it's gonna bring me to the final thoughts, but before, yeah, I got the base out anyway, because posing him was kind of annoying. It was kind of hard to get him stable. And that's really the only bad thing I can come up with right now, because this figure is amazing. This figure looks amazing. The mold's amazing. The paint job is very, very clean. The articulation is actually super good, and the only thing you could complain about is the lack of accessories, but I don't, because at the price point, this figure costs like only 20 bucks at retail, or 25. I'm not sure anymore. It doesn't freaking matter. This figure is like a Storm Collectibles to me. Like, the size and the articulation is not quite as good, but it's pretty darn close. And it's like, this is half the price. Like, even less than half the price of a Storm Collectible. And that's why it's amazing. Go out and buy it, because just, yeah, support good figures, because this is, I know McFarlane toys have done some duds. Not all of them have been amazing, but most of the ones that I reviewed, I've been very happy with, and this one just blows everything out of the water. I can't believe how you make such a good figure at such a low price compared to all the other Asian figures that I have with higher price, where I constantly like complain about. Yeah, this is McFarlane Toys. We're onto something here, and I love it. And there you go. Recommended 100%. If you ever wanted a Spawn figure, now is the time to get one, because this one is amazing. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Spawn wants. Nothing, but how good. The fact that this one's so good, I'm already considering maybe getting the white bloody version. Maybe. Let's see.